Thank you for joining another episode of Talking About Talking with your host, Billy. Today, we're going to be talking about fatherhood with my very own cousin, Eddie. He lives in Arkansas and he's a new father. How you doing today, Eddie?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So, how long have you waited to be a father?
Well, I mean, I can remember, as long as 15, maybe 20 years ago, just really having a feeling of wanting a kid. And, when I got with my wife now, together 8 years, wanted it even more, obviously, with her. And so, yeah, here we are.
How important is it to you to, or how important should it be really to have the right person in your life to grow a family with?
Oh, it's definitely important, uh, mainly for the child to be raised right.
Yeah, definitely. So, how does it feel to you now? Now that it's been what, a little over a year?
A little over a year. Yeah, it's actually hard to put in words how I feel. Amazing. You know, I still, after over a year, I look at him every day and almost can't believe that he's here. Because I've known him for so long.
All right. So we were just talking about finally having a child after so long, and I was asking what issues did you go through having, trying to have the babies. I know getting pregnant was hard, and everybody faces different things. So I just want to hear a little bit about what your guys' challenges were.
So my doctor told me years ago that I wasn't going to be able to have kids, and I found out that wasn't true, and it was because I was on testosterone therapy, and that was making it to where I wasn't producing any sperm. So later on, I found that out, got off the testosterone, and did several months of different supplements and treatments to get the best chance for sperm. Um, it still wasn't showing up with the samples, still was showing no sperm, and I actually had the procedure done where they went in to retrieve the sperm, and that's when I actually found out that I did have good sperm.
So because of the testosterone, it was blocking
Yeah,
the sperm actually coming down.
it basically makes it to where you don't produce any sperm, and the reason why the sperm wasn't getting through, the doctors are telling me they still don't know exactly why, so they had to go in and get them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful because up until that point, I wasn't sure. There wasn't no guarantee that we're going to be there, and just so you can imagine how happy I was to find out that there was.
Right. So you could have a biological child.
Yeah.
So is that still something that you're facing now? If you were to have another or want to have another child, would you have to still do the same thing, or is everything functioning properly now?
Um, as far as I know, it's not. It's still not functioning properly. It's still the same issue, but we don't have to. I don't have to have that procedure again, because they collected enough sperm to where they have it uh, frozen to where they can go anytime and get it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. So was
And then
any complications on your wife's side, or was it just this complication with you?
as far as we know, it was just me. You know, for the IVF, they had to go in and get her eggs, and The first time it didn't take. The second time it did, and so yeah, everything went good after that.
So for someone listening, how stressful, from your point of view, how stressful is it to go through IVF and the hopes, and then to, and to have it not work and having to do it again? How stressful is that?
Um, I mean, it was definitely stressful when it didn't work the first time, but I just, her eggs being good, my sperm being good, I knew there was a good chance that if we did it again, we would, get pregnant. So
Yeah, because I know people go through infertility, a lot more than we even know. So it's good that we're doing this today, and we're getting it out there, and talking about infertility on both sides, not just women. It's infertility on men as well. And like you said, because of a therapy that you were trying to have to help yourself, kind of hindered reproductive aspects. So I think that, anytime that anyone does anything, that you have to research it. Of course, I'm not a doctor or any kind of medical affiliation. We're just talking today, but yeah, definitely, I would suggest everyone do your research. Hello,
yeah,
did you hear anything I said?
I heard all the way up until you said do your research. I have good signal. I don't know what's going on.
It's probably this stupid app.
Yeah.
I was just saying that everyone needs to do their research, and I'm not a medical professional. We're just talking today about what's been going on with you and your family. And I was just saying that with anyone listening, that they need to do their research before they do any type of therapy or procedures. I was asking, have you done any more research about why this is the cause of testosterone therapy, or what you could have done differently?
Yeah, I have researched it. I can't remember. It's been a while. I can't remember exactly why you don't produce sperm on testosterone therapy, but I would just say definitely if somebody was told that they cannot have kids or cannot produce sperm, I would definitely not stop there. I would definitely look into it more and research it more and go get second and third opinions, because if I would have stopped at what he told me, it might have not ever happened.
Right.
So if somebody is on testosterone, and that would be a big reason why they might not be getting pregnant, because of that.
So now that it's been a year since your son has been born, what does that mean for you, the future? Like, what is your hopes and dreams going forward?
My main goal now is, because I'm not a young dad, so my main goal is to try to stay as healthy as I possibly can, to be around and be healthy for as long as I can for him. And that's the main goal right now.
Right. And just so everybody can put it in perspective, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you with a 1-year-old son?
46.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, that's a little older than most, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, of course I know you, and so I know that you're very healthy and health conscious. So what are the kind of things that you do to try to stay healthy so far?
Well, mainly would be the diet and exercise. Obviously, the diet is a big part of it. Just trying to eat, healthy whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, that type of thing, instead of, all this processed junk out here.
Yeah, and because you are practicing being a vegan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And being a vegan, if you do the whole food plant based vegan diet, it's definitely very healthy.
I would imagine. And so, as far as that goes, does your wife do the same thing, or does she eat more traditionally?
Yeah, she eats, I guess you call it, say, more traditionally.
Okay, okay. And are you going to try to instill those facts onto your son, or are you going to just leave it up to him as far as what he wants to eat?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to him. You know, I would hope that he would um, be vegan, but yeah, that's gonna be his decision to make when he, gets old enough to start asking those questions.
Right, right. And how are you guys navigating having a child and working and doing all the things that we do in this world? How do you guys navigate that?
Well, I work nights, she works days, and we switch off, and we just did it that way because I'd rather be at home and lose sleep, little sleep, and be at home with him all day versus daycare or finding somebody to watch him.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that you have that opportunity. Um, do you think that research needs to be had if others come across the same issue and they're not so fortunate to have that schedule with their partners?
Okay, as far as the schedule, I guess yeah, that would just depend on your situation and what's possible for you to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everybody's different, and schedules are different, and jobs are different, things like that. So yeah, definitely do your research and don't just choose the first daycare that you come to, or if you're lucky enough to have family help you. I would definitely suggest that before going to daycare. Um,
Yeah,
but again, everyone is different.
and my mom and sister and sister-in-laws, and they all help when we do need them here and there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I know he's only one, but what kind of things do you do with him now when you're watching him or when you're with him?
Um, we laugh. We laugh a whole lot. I laugh so much. He's so funny. Like I've never laughed this much in my life. Like just just all the little stuff he does and making faces and his laugh and tickling him and getting him going. It's just so much fun. I love it. I love every minute of it.
I bet. So where do you guys see yourself in 5 years? Just
Five.
ballpark.
Well, we're actually this summer going to start trying for another one through IVF,
Okay.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much the plan. And I mean, it's all about family. So whatever else happens, it's just extra. As long as I got my little family, I'm good.
Right, right. And are you guys wanting a little girl this time, or whatever God gives you, that's what you're gonna do?
Well, yeah, we're definitely hoping for a girl this time.
Right. And with all the things that we've talked about, the troubles, the age, um, is two it for you guys?
Oh yeah, two is that's gonna be it.
Okay.
And and luckily, Ness, she's 10 years younger than me, so that helped her being younger and still being fertile and all that.
Right, right. Well, I think it's great. I applaud you guys. So what advice would you have for anyone listening that is going through this process and just, maybe they're having a little harder time and things seem more bleak than they did for you guys? What kind of advice could you give a new dad going through the same thing?
Oh, a new dad, so they've already had a kid. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think we're gonna gear this toward people that never had a kid before and they're trying to get pregnant. Um, and they are going through the same problems, and they're just not knowing why it's not working for them. Kind of like, what kind of things did you do to get through when you guys were first starting?
Well, like I said before, I was told that I wasn't going to be able to have kids, and then that was obviously wrong. And I would start doing research, and I would definitely get other opinions. Go to specialists. We was going to the IVF doctors, the specialists,
Mm-hmm.
and doing the samples, and then that's when we found out about, well, we can go in, do a procedure, go in to see if you have sperm, and obviously the woman has to, make sure she has good eggs and all that.
Right. But what did you do? I'm trying to get more personal. Like, what did you do personally when the doors were closed and you were behind, just with yourself?
I mean, before I knew I could have kids, I was terrified of not having a kid, because that's just what I've wanted for so long. It's been my dream for so long to have a family.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would think about it a lot, really daily, for the most part. And, just scared to find out the answer, if I could or couldn't. And so, yeah, it was, like I said, it'd been my dream for so long. I was so scared it wasn't going to happen. And it's a dream come true.
Right. I can imagine that. So what was the hardest part from day one to 1 year? What do you think the hardest thing was to get used to?
I guess the typical stuff with waking up every hour or two and either hungry or needs a diaper changed, or for whatever reason it is. I had a little bit of practice with my nephew.
Okay.
He was at our house a whole lot, so I got some practice with him from the time he was like 6 months old. So
So you kind of knew what to look for.
Yeah, I did get some practice in like that, so it wasn't too bad.
Okay. Well, what do you think you might do differently with the second baby that you did with the first one?
I don't know if I would do much different. Yeah, just thank God my wife is there to help me, because she's, probably even better with him, I would think, like most moms.
Right.
Just have that touch, and just kind of instinctively knowing more, it seems like. So yeah, I don't know. I can't think of something I'd really do different at this point.
So you think you guys just kind of like fell into it, you wanted it, and so it just came, and there wasn't too much struggle?
Yeah,
As far as, after he's here and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah, we just both wanted it so bad that, just the normal stuff you hear about with having a kid, losing sleep and all that. It's just, it was so worth it. It wasn't really that big a deal,
Yeah, I get it.
And like me waking up, early in the morning when she goes to work and he's up and I'm up with him tired, and it's like, it's all worth it.
Do you think you guys are going to homeschool, private school, or just regular school him?
Really haven't talked about it much, but I'm
thinking
private. Yeah, I'm thinking private school probably. A lot of his cousins, private school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that would benefit his future better, or do you just think it's just an avenue to go?
Just everything that I know, that I've heard, people talking about with their kids. It's just it tends to be a better outcome if they're in private school.
What is one thing that, if you could pick one thing, what is one thing that you want to leave with him that
That what?
That you have taught him yourself?
Ooh, that's a deep one. I would say, I would say life is, the most important thing is family. Everything else is just kind of secondary to me.
Yeah.
Your family is definitely the first priority, highest priority. It's all that really matters when it comes down to it. I'd want to teach him to have empathy and just really be a caring person,
Yeah, definitely. Well, is there anything else you want to say to someone listening that might be a new dad or thinking about becoming a dad in the various ways that you can these days?
Yeah, definitely if you want to be a dad or a parent, I would explore every avenue. If you're having issues or whatever, I wouldn't give up anytime soon. I would try every possible thing you could think of to make it happen. And even if it's not your biological kid, I know some people don't, want to hear that, and I didn't, but there's always other ways of having kids,
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Did you guys ever consider adoption?
We never really talked about it, and I was even actually scared to talk about it because I didn't want to talk about it, because I didn't want to hear it, really, be honest. I wanted my own kids so bad. So I was just, I guess, avoiding it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of controversy around adoption. Do you think, like in your case, just for you, this is not portraying anything else, do you think if you guys had to adopt, that you could see yourself loving the child as almost as much as a biological child?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, if it came to that, yeah, love
Yeah.
them. Love them just the same. I'm sure.
Would that be your fear, is to not love them enough, or would your fear be the struggle that there is with adoption?
I'm sure there's some issues that come with it, but I know. Well, I'll say this, with my nephew Jaden, I got, super close to him, and I've thought about it. If for whatever reason I needed to adopt him, I would do it in a second, and wouldn't think nothing of it, and just because I am that close to him, and I wouldn't see me loving him any less than my biological.
Right. Yeah, I think that's good, because I think that as humans, we can do that for the most part, especially if you want a child. You know what I mean? There's so many kids out there that need homes, and that are homeless, that are in the system and all that stuff. That I think that kind of just would kick in if you had to have adopted versus having a biological baby.
And there's the other options are, you can have a surrogate, or you can have a donor, to where at least one parent would be the biological parent. Those are options.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I think we just need to keep that in mind too. That there's plenty of options to be parents if that's what you choose to do. But
but
I'm
yeah,
so happy and thankful that it worked out for you guys. Of course, being family, I know you pretty well, so I definitely cheer you guys on every day, and can't wait to see update pictures and hopefully be able to come out and visit or have you guys visit soon.
yeah. So yeah, I'd just like to say that, on a more personal, I'm so happy that my mom I got to give her another grandchild, and I'm so happy and thankful for my wife for giving me a child. Um, like I said earlier, I still look at him every day and I just almost can't believe that he's here, that I actually have a son. So I'm just extremely grateful and thankful for that. And I feel so blessed and so lucky to have a family.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. Does he spend time with your mom a lot?
Yeah, we try to make it over there at least few times a week so I can see him.
And is your wife's family involved as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They all love him. He loves them. It's nothing but good times. We're together and they see him pretty often. And matter of fact, my son and my nephew Jaden, they was like instantly love being around each other. It's pretty great.
That's so good. That is so good. I'm so happy for you, and I'm proud that you kept going, and you didn't give up on that one answer or two answers that you got. And you kind of
Right.
made it happen.
Yeah, and maybe somebody don't know. I didn't know about the going in and them actually going in with the procedure to see if because they might just not be getting out. That might be the issue, like with me.
Right, right. Yeah, definitely ask questions. Do research and go to more than one doctor. Go to 5 if you have to. Um, yeah. All right. Well, that's all the questions that I have for you. I just, like I said, I'm just so happy and grateful uh, for this time that we could talk, and I can't wait to hear about the new baby that might be coming. Might be another podcast.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on Talking About Talking. Until next time,